video is kind of a downer.
Of course it's a downer. Life is pain, woman.
You know him from Zoe 101 and his upcoming roles in Aliens in the Attic and Ruby and the Rockets. We're glad to have with us today Austin Butler. Hi, Austin. How are you?
Hey, I'm great. How you doing?
Very good. So can you tell me, how did you get started in acting?
Well, it was actually my stepbrother was spotted at the Orange County Fair by a background talent agent, scout. And so I went with him when he went, we were in Orange County, that's where I lived my entire life. And then so we made the trek up to LA and he went to this thing, and it was such a big deal. And while I went with him, I was really shy and I didn't want to do it. And he convinced me to go and read a scene from a commercial. And I ended up doing it, and then kind of getting into doing extra work, and then from there I met. I was on Ned's Declassified, and I started working on that a lot, and so I learned about sets and stuff. And then I met Lindsay Shaw as a manager, and from there I started auditioning and doing that whole thing.
What was it like being on Zoe 101 and iCarly?
They're both really fun sets. They're different because one of them, iCarly, is shot with multiple cameras. It's shot like a sitcom, so it's written differently and it's shot differently. And then Zoe is more is a closer environment because we're actually on a set that is like a real school. It's not like a half set like they do on sitcoms. So they're both really fun.
Right, so that's a closed set. There's no audience for that, right?
Yeah, no audience.
Right, so now you're working with Ruby and the Rockets on that show, and that's an open audience. How is it working with two different audiences like that?
It's really exhilarating because we rehearse all week, and then on Friday they load the audience in there, and then it's like the energy on set is so much more intense because there's so many people there, and it's really exciting.
Oh, that's good. So can you tell me, what's the concept of the show?
Well, basically, there's the Rockets were an 80s band who were huge in their time, but now they're kind of washed up. And one of them is David Cassidy, and he still plays in casinos and stuff. And then the other brother is Patrick Cassidy, and he plays my dad. And so I kind of want to be a rock star now because I always see what happened with him, but he wants me to go to college. And then what happens is David finds out that he has a daughter who's 15 that he never knew about. And he's not a very good father figure, so he kind of drops her off at our house. And so she starts living with us, and that kind of changes our whole family because now we have a new girl in the house.
Oh, I see. What's it like working with Alexa Vega?
She's wonderful. She's such a nice person, and we've really gotten close because of the show, so that's great.
That's good. So now on from TV shows to movies, you're going to be starring in the new movie Aliens in the Attic. Can you tell us about your character and what the movie's about?
Well, the movie's about a group of kids who go to their summer house for vacation with their parents, and then aliens land on the roof, and so we have to defend the world and our summer house from these aliens.
I saw a preview. It looks good.
Yeah, it's fun. And my character, I'm kind of the kid who watched too many action movies, so whenever an opportunity arises, I really try to pull out my action hero inside. So I got to do a lot of fun dives and jumps and stuff, which was really cool.
Fun. So do you prefer doing movie roles or TV shows?
They're both great. They're both, I love them both so much, and it's just it's nice to be able to vary it up, and because on movie it's a lot subtler, and there's close-ups, and it's a lot different filming environment, and plus you have a script that you know exactly what's happening from beginning to end, so you can plan out your character exactly how it's going to go. But on TV, it's a new script every week, so it's mysterious and fun. So they're both great.
What's it like working with the cast? I know Ashley Tisdale's in it, Carter Jenkins, Robert Hoffman.
Yeah, let me start with Carter. We're like best friends now. He's a great guy. He's a wonderful actor. And we had a lot of good times on set. And then Ashley, of course, is wonderful, and she just makes the entire set a great place to be. And I still see her, and it's been great to work with her. And Robert, the dance man, he's like always on set dancing and popping and doing his whole thing. And so I took some dance lessons from him, and that was really fun.
Oh, nice. So now we actually have some fan questions for you.
Okay.
Kathleen, she wants to know, out of all of the roles you've done, which one has been your favorite?
Well, up until Ruby and the Rockets, I loved the Aliens in the Attic character because I got to be so out there and so action-packed. And then with Ruby and the Rockets, I get to play this really. I love the character that I get to play because I love playing music, and so I get to play a musician in the show, but he doesn't know his musical voice, so he's constantly trying to do like different types of music that are kind of bad at times, like emo music and blues and like these crazy music. So it's a really fun character because he's not just like it's a very unboring character for me to play. So I'm loving it.
Right. And Mandy, she wants to know, how was it working with David Cassidy, who was a teen icon in the 70s?
Yeah, David, I've been surprised. I didn't really know who he was. I knew his name, but I didn't know who he was when I first started. My mom, of course, knew who he was. And then when I started looking him up, he had a bigger fan base than Elvis and the Beatles put together.
Right.
Like, that's incredible. And so when I'm on set, I always am talking to him and hearing his old stories, and he's got these crazy 70s rock star stories that are amazing, and so it's great to work with him.
And Patrick, he's also on the show too. What's it like working with him?
Patrick is, he's a great guy, and it's cool because he plays my dad, and we've really started bonding lately because he's in amazing shape. This guy's he's 47, and he's like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean,
wow.
This guy is ridiculous in the gym. And so he's been taking me and training me in the gym, and it's really fun. So we've been bonding a lot lately.
Great. Now, Gabby, she wants to know, who is your inspiration?
My inspiration? There's so many great actors that have inspired me. It's just like Sean Penn. Watching him work is absolutely amazing. And so whenever I watch one of those actors like Sean Penn work, it really makes me want to be better at what I do.
Right. And last question, Brittany, she wants to know, do you have a celebrity crush?
This is the one I always say, and that's becoming cliche, but Megan Fox.
Megan Fox. Have you met her before?
I've never met her before.
Oh, you've never met her before. What do you think you'd say to her if you met her?
I don't know what I would say. I need to think about that.
You'd probably just
Yeah, I'd probably just keep my mouth closed and try not to say anything.
And I know you also have a Twitter, which is Austin_Butler. Can you tell us about that?
Well, I told myself I was never going to get a Twitter. And then, a couple days later, I got a Twitter.
You got a Twitter.
Because Kevin Nealon, actually, who's in the movie, we went to lunch, and he sat down and said, "Hey, you guys Twittering?" And I thought it was so weird to hear him talking about Twitter. So I went and I checked it out, and it's actually really fun. I like it so much better than MySpace or Facebook now because it's so simple, and you just write something, and then you start getting followers, and that's the most fun part for me is seeing when the followers go up. That's always nice.
Exactly. We have here one of your Twitters. It says June 22nd at 8 p.m. Sitting in line with Alexa Vega to get her iPhone. Very exciting.
Yeah, I love that.
So I keep up to date with Twitter, too. I'm one of your followers.
That's great. I got to follow you.
Yeah, definitely. So thank you so much for calling, Austin.
No problem.
And everybody can check out the new movie, Aliens in the Attic, which comes out July 31st.